unchanged, right? We're just sitting inside that previous month's range. Definitely monitoring that previous month's settle, which was that 48.20. This is yeah. So the monthly relatively unchanged, just trading inside the previous month's range. We switch over to the weekly. We see last week finished as a -4 week. So one area that we're going to be wanting to monitor is going to be last week's settle. That's going to be a -4 close. And that level is 47.3475, right? So below that level, we will tend to get some more continuation. If we get above that level, we want to be really cautious with some shorts on a weekly basis, right? So if you're swing trading and you're above that 47.33, just be cautious with those shorts, right? Not that there's not some opportunities to short, but just that you should be paying attention. I talked about last week a weekly close below this 47.68. I think there's some more opportunity for some downside. So as long as we stay below that 47.68, I think that there's some opportunity here. You get this kind of push-pull here on from the monthly and the weekly, right? Monthly last month we had the +4, which that settle was 48.20. So we know there's some cautious longs below that 48.20 on a monthly basis. And then on a weekly basis, we get this -4. So we've got +4 and -4 intra-week or intra-month. And so now we kind of see where the momentum has built and taken down to. And so if you are shorting on this monthly basis, this is kind of the level that you want to see the market continue below. Now switching over to the daily, you can see we're still one time framing lower. We did get a pretty decent rally on Friday, but that was all given up and we closed basically back on the low. So we're still one time framing down. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row. We zoom out a little bit here, and you can see we're in a little bit of a larger balance. We're basically broke this balance low here, and we're kind of in these single prints on the daily. And so you're really kind of getting this, what do they call this? Like what do we call it? Like a cheeseburger look, right? Because you have these single prints here, you have a big balance on top, and is it gonna get this continuation, continue down to this gap, or are we gonna get this rejection, right? We got that strong wick on Friday at the low and trading right up to that 20 SMA on the daily, right? A lot of technical analysis people probably trading there. So we'll look for them to, if it gets above that level, that 47.47, to try to buy it back up to that 47.68 being kind of the key level, I think. If there's going to be any strength in the market or if there's going to be any buying, it's going to come from above that level. Now switching over here to the profiles, just to grab a closer look. We can see here on Friday, we expand the profile here. You got this kind of B shape, right? You kind of got that short covering, right? A lot of people took profit the previous day. A lot of people took profit on the open. We came into our sell zone, and then a lot of liquidation happened, right? We got that B shape. So it kind of tells us that Friday's selling, you developed this kind of 45-degree angle at the low. Friday's selling might have been a little bit of liquidation rather than actual new money selling. So that'll be kind of important to pay attention to coming into today. And the nice thing is that we've got this settle, which was a -4 settle, this 47.34, excuse me. So if we're above that level, we want to be real cautious with any shorts. We're going to be opening up inside Friday's value. So if we get a break of that value area high, we can go ahead and erase this. It's not going to be our zone today. These are old single prints here, so we're going to keep those on. But if we get above this settle, we break this value area high, we'd really like to see this 41 hold. If you remember on Friday, we talked about basically 30 to 40 being the area, because we opened up lower, that sellers should try to hold initially, and if they don't, then we'll probably end up trading higher. Right, so now we're going to see if they're going to turn that into support. So basically, we'll go 41 to 34 today, so a little bit tighter of an area today. So they break value area high, come back down this 41.34. Be looking to get long towards this 60, 68 area. That's going to be a cessation of one time framing, and that would give us a decent sign that maybe there's a little bit of change, or maybe that some people are changing their mind. Luis, what's up, man? Thomas, good morning. Dad, good morning. That would give us the opportunity, at least, that some people might be changing their mind, or we'll kind of see the next, I think, selling opportunity. If you're looking to stay short, you have to kind of wait until we get up to that 47.80, right? And we talked about the -4 on the monthly is a little bit higher. It's that 48.20. So if you want to get on board with that short, you're going to have to kind of wait until we get up here to get short. So that'll be kind of that play there. I'm on Zoom. Yeah, the link's in the Discord, Luis. It's the same link that I'll always use. Should we not get that, right, and we get that break, or we see selling kind of right off the bat, right, because overnight inventory is fairly neutral, and we get that selling off the bat, you could probably go with against the settle, looking to take that value area low. Like I said, there's a little bit of a 45 from Friday left behind. Yeah, we peaked below it in Globex. That would be kind of the spot that I'd be looking to cover. So you'd be trying to look like 32 to 20, maybe to 19. Try to trail it to maybe fill these single prints. We didn't quite get down to that 4,700 in the Globex session. And if we add that Globex session back on, you can kind of see where that level's at here. And then mark that. That was that Globex low that never got back tested. So maybe down to that 47.02. So there's a possible 30-point trade setup there, depending upon if they can find sellers below this little 45 that came up, right? Because it doesn't seem, like I said, it doesn't seem like there was selling in this profile on Friday. It more seemed like it was a liquidation more than anything. It popped back up, got liquidation again. So that's just kind of how it seemed to me. We left behind that poor high, another indication that the buying was weak up at the high. So definitely want to be paying attention to that. And then thirdly, we switch over here to our COT report. We switch over here to our COT report. You kind of take a peek at what asset managed money was doing. You can see, and this is the profile we're looking at here, they were actually buying, and then they were taking profit on some shorts, so they were buying again. So there may be some long or some asset managed money that's kind of offsides. And if you look, they're 82% long leverage money, 78% short. We can see that leverage money was actually selling up here. Maybe that's why we got the gap. You got a little bit of a liquidation, and then they started selling into this. So it'll be interesting to kind of see how the next one plays out. We really don't have any super specific or market moving news until Friday, right? Friday is going to be the big day that the market really starts to get some actual economic data that's important. But it will be interesting because I think if we continue to stay below this lower distribution, and that's right around that 47.80 where we have that sell zone on that other profile. So I was saying you could probably sell against that level. If not, you're gonna have to wait till higher. Um, we can't get back up here, we probably will see some further liquidation, and the next spot that we have volume is really down like 47.60, 47.40. So that'll be kind of the area that I would look for on this like longer term continuation to the downside if set up. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful day. Make sure you're managing risk and sticking to your trade plan, and I will see you guys tomorrow.